I've had tremendous opportunities from us being part of Europe, and I want all young people to have that, all people of all ages to have these opportunities. The cheap air flights going into Europe, they are going to go down in number, the prices are going to go up. Roaming charges go down to 0 extra pence next year. No, you never hear about this stuff because it's positive news and it will never be put out for the media. Only put out the negatives. And why am I saying this to young people? Yeah. Because I think young people might not know it, because as I say, the media doesn't put out positive stories. Project Fair, you've read it many times. Negative campaign, negative. Put out the positives? No, let's not put out any positives. I'm trying to live and breathe this as a transgender man. I came out 31 years ago. I'm a fighter for this kind of thing. I tour in French, I tour in German, they won't know about it. And older people are registered. Now we've had the registration date. Younger people, now that they're registered, they've got to vote on the 23rd. Otherwise, older people will decide the future for a younger generation. And that isn't how it should be. We should all put our viewpoints forward.
So do you think then it's actually, that is the crucial point of this vote, is that, you know, people in their 20s, you know, people who are just voting for the first time, that it's actually crucial?
Absolutely crucial. And general elections, I've talked to people through different general elections going back. I've been an activist for some time now, and I've seen that if you just talk about families, your family, your house, and your mortgage, you know, young people go, well, I haven't got those things. How does this apply to me? Like, I've seen them switch off right in front of me. I remember looking into somebody's eyes, and they were just looking down at the grass and going, and I thought, I'm not getting through to them on this. Of course, why would you? So I'm trying to live and breathe a positive campaign. I'm trying to show what can be done. I took my business that was built here, the comedy, and I've taken it all the way around Europe. Played 18 of the 28 countries, and for young people, this really applies to them, because they do like to go abroad, they do like to go on holiday, they're thinking of working there, could be a student there, they want to go in the low-cost flights, they want to use their mobile phones when they get there, they definitely want to use the mobile phone. Everyone loves that. 0 extra pence. Because of the European Union, that happens, and it gets forgotten in the project. Brexit is recession. Brexit means recession. It's almost an anagram. We put 2 S's into the word Brexit. It's Brexession. They almost designed it that way. They're not even arguing that. All they're doing is arguing about immigration. And the truth is, on immigration, which I know a number of people around the country, they're worried about it, but the figures that are coming out are not true. They say the entire population of Turkey is going to come to us tomorrow, next week, and they're all going to live in somebody's house and do everyone's job. That isn't how the figures are. The people, EU migrants, they put in more money into the EU economy than they take out. We actually gain.
Enrico Tortolano, and I'm the campaign director for trade unionists against the European Union.
The main kind of topic point here is the fact that you're getting young people to vote. Why is that so important?
Well, we believe in democracy, don't we? And that's the future of the country, and we want people engaged, and that's why we're so happy there's a referendum on the EU issue, because we believe in democracy. We want referendums, we want people debating things, we want universities, schools, church halls, town community centres, we want them filled with young people, old people, all debating the issues of the day. That way we'll have a better country. They're the future, aren't they? They're the future generation that's going to take over the running of the country. They're going to be the future trade unionists, business people, etc. So it's absolutely right that they engage in this referendum today, and that they actually inform themselves about the issues involved in the referendum, and not just think of an in or out, but actually grapple a little bit with the complex issues that are out there and reach a kind of considered decision.
So what are the main points then that people, you know, in a simplistic term, really need to know about when they're making this decision?
I think they need to know that historically we fought for centuries for democracy. By that I simply mean that the people who govern us have got to be accountable to us, and if they're not accountable to us and they're not acting in our interests, we need to be able to get rid of them. And at the moment in the European Union we're not able to do that, because we're talking about an unelected Commission, unelected European Central Bank, etc. We cannot get rid of them, so
people
they can do
tend to look
want.
at what affects them directly: house prices, job prospects, you know, education systems, NHS. Sure. What kind of message are you getting home about those key points?
Very simply, that a certain form of economics is enshrined in the treaties of the European Union. For example, there's something called the Growth and Stability Pact, and that means that there's limits on public spending that governments can do. So if our government wants to invest in young people in education, universities, etc., it can only do so up to 0.3% of GDP. If it goes over that, it can be fined by the European Union. So we want that economic control back. So if our government, who we elect, wants to invest heavily in education or health, my main message to them is democracy. That's the issue at stake here. Do you want the right to elect and get rid of the people who govern you? It's a fundamental that we fought for centuries, and I would imagine when people think about that issue and that argument, they'll vote the right way and they'll vote to exit the European Union.